Hello everybody, my name is Carole. Welcome to my sewing room. You're joining me today for the last results of this series of the hashtag Fabric Wheel of Fate. I can't believe it. I can't believe I've come to the end of this series. This is the fourth time I've done this series, and I have to say I am definitely going to go on and do some more. I'm going to give you a sneak preview at the end of this video of what may come up in a month or two's time on the next wheel. Hashtag Fabric Wheel of Fate. It's been amazing. It is just a fun way for me to choose my next project. This time round I chose fabrics that I've had a long time and I really didn't think would be a success at all. Hence they hadn't been sewn, and I was surprised. Every one was a surprise and a success. It was funny, if you saw it last time, I had one fabric left and I really didn't want to sew it. So I tried to give myself the option of sewing something else, but that didn't work. Now, before I tell you what I actually sewed with the pink gingham plaid, not gingham, but plaid or tartan fabric as I would call it, don't forget to check out all the other lovely people that joined in hashtag Fabric Wheel of Fate with me. I'm going to put their channels down below because I don't think I'll remember them off the top of my head, but I'm just so pleased that they've joined in the fun with me. So what did I make? Let me show you what the fabric looked like. Now, of course, in this video, I will show you what I made with this fabric here that I was really unsure about, if you remember. If you haven't seen that video, the one before this, I will put it up above that side. I was really unsure, but I will of course show you everything that I made. So I started this just after Christmas, probably in the new year. Can't believe we're in March already, but all 6 fabrics sewn up, and I've dug them all out for you so we can all have a look, because I will admit I forgot what I'd made. Or what I've made, and that was actually on the wheel to start with, especially one thing in particular. So what did I make with this? I had some suggestions for this, and I have to say most of you suggested that I made pajama bottoms or lounging around trousers. Now I kind of read between the lines and I thought, I know what you mean, it's not going to look great up here, it's better to put lower. So I kind of did that, kind of not. I just had enough fabric to actually make up what I have made up, and I have to say I'm pleased. I'm pleased yet again. So what have we got? Let me get it for you. Now, in a way, I'm quite excited about this because I haven't got anything like this in my wardrobe. I made what I would call a proper posh pair of pajamas. There we go. I managed to get it out. They're about 3/4 lengths. And the top. Couldn't get out a collar, but that's okay. So obviously I will show you me wearing it, but let's just talk about how I got this. Now, all my other pajamas are t-shirts and trousers, or t-shirts and shorts. I didn't have anything like a shirt. So I try to always use my patterns wherever I can. I don't like to buy new patterns, but I managed to find a pattern for the pajama top, but it was a bit different. I actually chose McCalls M8067. Now, I used this pattern in my Fabric Wheel of Fate last time round in a kind of crepe, I think it was, just a proper blouse. But because it didn't have a collar, and I thought I knew it wouldn't have enough fabric, I thought it could work. And I am really, really pleased with it. I would say it actually looks better on than it does in reality. But there we go. I'm going to have a proper pair of pyjamas. I can't believe it. I did a pretty good job of matching up the tartan, or plaid as you call it. These are fake buttons. There's no way I'm ever going to undo it, so I've just put the buttons on. And you've got a black bit of twill trim on the end. And the reason being is I had to make these slightly longer. So there we go. That is the top, which I'm really pleased with. And the bottom, I did have a pajama pattern for that. It was this one, New Look 6859. Now, I've made this a lot of times. I just made the straightforward version. So Here we have, love making pyjama bottoms. They're just easy, aren't they? 2 pieces, bam, bam, roll over, got your hem, put your elastic in and you're done. Obviously, again, I put some twill tape in around the waist and I got a bit of twill on the bottom. These were as long as I could get out of the fabric, and they were just, I couldn't risk doing a hem on them. So I did just put a bit of twill tape on the bottom. But actually that made them look finished rather than just chopped off. It did need something. So I'm really pleased. I got a proper pair of pyjamas, and I don't think I've ever had that. It's kind of a spring pair of pyjamas, and they're not too bad. I don't think the top looks too bad, but I probably wouldn't wear it out. So I'm glad I turned it into pyjamas. But there we go. So that was the result of the final spin. No matter how hard I tried to get out of it, I ended up spinning and I got a success. And I am so glad this fabric is made up. You will have no idea. So what I should do now really is show you everything that I made. And I had to go digging around actually and go back to the original pictures on the wheel and see what I made. So let me grab all of them for you. I've got everything sat on my lap, so if it falls off, you'll understand if you hear a noise. First thing was this double brush poly. It seems like forever that I made this. So this was this double brush poly that I actually turned into a sunny top, a style arc sunny top, which looks like that. And I didn't know how it would work in a double brush poly. I had made that pattern a couple of times before in knits and French terry, but wasn't sure. And you know, I wore this the other day, just grabbed it out of the wardrobe, wore it with a pair of jeans, and it was only sort of when I was putting it away, I thought, hang on, that was one of the fabric wheel items. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. Had the seam down the back. It's a very oversized kind of top. And it comes right in, and this bit's kind of tight across your waist. It is really, really flattering. I wish I had a better picture to show you, but that's kind of what it looks like. I always make it smaller because I'm quite small, so I don't want it drowning me. But I always make a smaller size than possible. So that was the first one. Success. Second one. Now, if you remember the second one, after I'd sewn it, I said, that's it. I'm never sewing anything ever again, because it was such a success. So it was this kind of fitness wear fabric that came up, but I did have some contrasting navy. So what did I make? First of all, I made these Simplicity trousers, 8561, made these here. Do you know, this was a pattern I thought, God, that looks too complicated. I'm never going to make that. With a pocket in the side. It was easy. It was really easy. And I am so pleased. So this was the trousers, which they have been worn with that bit around the top. And then you've got the pockets for phone or tissues or whatever. So I was really pleased with that. Do you remember how excited I was about this jacket? I'm still excited about this jacket. Now, this was out of a Birder magazine. There is a proper pattern for it, and I'll put the number down below. But this was a zip-up jacket I made. It's got the 2 pockets there. I am really excited because we're just about to head into the kind of weather that I can wear it. But I have worn it to yoga, actually, funnily enough. Then underneath, we had the Kwik Sew top, which was that one, Kwik Sew 4163. Now, I'd made this a few years ago, so I made this slightly bigger. But again, I used the 2 fabrics. I just absolutely loved it. And it was a fabric that I'd had in a knit subscription box going back a couple of years. I was really worried that I would never get around to use it because I did really love the colours. But I used it. I used it. When I'm forced to make these things and make these decisions, I use it. So the next fabric was what I called a wishy-washy linen. So it was this viscose linen. If it was white, it would have been better, but it's a kind of ivory. It's a muckier colour than it comes up actually on camera. Now, I really didn't know what to do with this because I knew it wouldn't suit me. I kind of teased you all by saying I'd made a shirt for myself from it, but it wasn't. It was for my husband. And I used my favourite shirts for him, New Look 6197. And I still mean to make one for me, even a sleeveless. I've got nothing like that in my wardrobe, and you know, I might do that in the summer. So we've got this shirt. Now, the brilliant thing was that I convinced my husband to do a little bit of modelling. So if you missed that first time round, I will put it in again, and he will no doubt kill me. But yeah, he actually did a bit of modelling for me. I think he was taking the mickey out of me, actually. So that was his shirt. I was so pleased with that. It was the first time, I think, for a long time, being over winter, and I'd sewn with French terries and thicks and knits and things like that. To sew with something so easy again as this was just a pure joy. I enjoyed everything about this. So that was that. Now, do you remember I had this viscose chalet that again wasn't my colours? And I think the lesson I'm learning from this is to really don't be fooled by a pattern. If it's not your colours, then don't go for it, Carole. Don't be tempted, because it just makes it hard when you're choosing something to sew up. But we had this viscose chalet, and this actually was a really simple thing I did with it in the end. It could have been so many beautiful things, but because my lifestyle, as I say so many times, is casual, for me, the best thing I could do was turn it into a t-shirt, and I used a Scout tee. Now, this fabric looked dreadful on me, and I had this perfect matching piece of, this was so lucky, this jersey I had just in the cupboard. Don't even know where or why I got it, but I put a trim, so that's a knit trim on viscose chalet, and that really worked actually, around the neck, and I cannot wait to wear this when the weather gets a bit warmer. So that was just the Scout tee, simple, easy peasy. And the final fabric, which was last time round, and it was this needle cord. Again, I really wasn't sure. It was a very lightweight needle cord. A lot of people have said to me, is it the same as corduroy? And I think it's called pinwheel or needle pin cord or something like that. But I think some people may know it as pinwheel. So it's really fine. So in the end, I made up a Donny shirt, a Friday Pattern Company Donny shirt, and that was, I had made that before in a linen, but I was being brave and I thought I'd try it in this needle cord, and it worked. And again, I was really pleased, because this is the type of thing that I can wear now. If you want something short sleeve but you just want to be a bit warmer, it's a perfect spring top. Again, this is an item that looks far better on than it does on a hanger. So that was it. That's all my fabrics made up, and that is the beauty of doing something like a wheel. You get surprises that you never knew you would. I think, as someone has said to me before, I think if you're normally just buying a pattern and you're buying the fabric to go with it, it's not much of a challenge and you just kind of do it. But when you've really got to sit and think the best thing for this fabric, you almost work better and you think sort of more out of the box. So, oh, of course, with the needle cord, I also made a matching fanny pack bum bag. I have worn that so much, it's ridiculous, and I want to try and make another one of those. It's downstairs, it's full of stuff. I've used it today. So yeah, that was another bit of success from that little bit of fabric. So there we go. That was the 4th series of #Fabric Wheel of Fate. Thank you for anyone that joined in, whether you're on YouTube or you posted your pictures on Instagram. That was amazing to see this time round. And I hope maybe in a month or two you will join me. If you haven't this time round, you'll have a go at doing it. Now that can be dice, it can be just a wheel, it can be, a lot of people have used the computer. I like my old-fashioned wheel that my father made for me. So I did say about a sneak peek, and I will be doing another series, but I'll give it a break because we don't want to get bored with it, do we? But I'm going to show you my fabric stash and the fabrics that I need to do something with. So let me hold the camera and I will show you. So if you've ever watched my videos and wondered what are in these behind, well, this particular one here is my fabrics. So they're all the fabrics that I have. I've got a couple of plain pieces somewhere else, but these are all my dressmaking fabrics. So here we go. I'll show you. I was scared. I was scared to show you, but here we go. So as you can see, I hang them because I can get more of an idea then what they are. These are ones I kind of, yeah, I know what they're doing. They're kind of autumny, wintry. I normally then shift it round. But this rack here is all summery fabrics, and I've had a while. This one here I only bought last year. That was a lovely viscose linen, but I've got a couple of them, like this one. This is a cotton poplin. What am I ever going to make with that? So my next series will no doubt feature some of those lightweight summer things that I have still not sewn, and I am sure they would be beautiful. I mean, look at this, for example. Look at that. It's gorgeous. So there's a sneak peek for you. There we go. End of series number 4, and thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad you've enjoyed this series as much as I have. I've certainly got a whole bunch of outfits there that I would never have made if it wasn't for the wheel telling me what to do. And sometimes we kind of need to be told what to do instead of just doing the fun, nice stuff, don't we? Thank you again. Please join me again in my sewing room for either #FridaySews or a Lutterlow video or anything else that I might pop up to chat to you about. See you again. Happy sewing, and thank you.